I'll write an interesting 800-word story for part 1, First Contact in simple English, using a third-person style with basic Korean names. The sky turned dark over Seoul on a sunny Tuesday morning. People stopped in the streets, looking up with open mouths. A massive ship, bigger than any building on Earth, blocked the sun. Its dark metal surface reflected no light. It just hung there, silent. Kim Dae-ho was driving to work when traffic stopped. He got out of his car and stared up like everyone else. His phone buzzed with emergency alerts, but he couldn't look away from the giant ship. "What is that thing?" someone nearby asked. Nobody had answers. All screens across the world, phones, computers, televisions, suddenly showed the same image. A tall figure with blue-gray skin and 4 eyes looked down at Earth's people. It wore shining armor with strange symbols. "People of Earth," the alien said in perfect English, "I am Commander Han from the Galactic Empire. Your planet is now under our control. You will give us 10% of your people as workers and 30% of your resources as payment. You have 7 Earth days to prepare these tributes. If you refuse, we will destroy your major cities one by one." The message repeated in all languages. Then the screens went back to normal, but nothing else did. Dae-ho drove home as fast as he could through the panicked streets. His wife, Lee Sunmi, and their teenage daughter waited for him, scared and confused. "Is it real?" Sunmi asked, holding their daughter close. "I think so," Dae-ho answered. He turned on the TV. World leaders were making emergency speeches. Some called for calm. Others talked about fighting back. Meanwhile, in an underground military base near the mountains, Colonel Park Min-ji received urgent orders. She had been eating lunch when the alien ship appeared. Now she stood in front of General Kang and 5 other high-ranking officers. "Colonel Park, we need your skills again," General Kang said. "You're our best nuclear weapons expert." Min-ji had retired 3 years ago to teach at the university. "Sir, what can nuclear weapons do against a ship that size?" "Maybe nothing," the general admitted. "But we need to know our options." Across the globe, similar meetings happened. The United Nations Security Council met in emergency session. Religious leaders prayed. Scientists studied the few readings they could get from the massive ship. Smaller ships started leaving the mothership, landing near major cities. They didn't attack, just watched. Military forces worldwide were put on high alert, but ordered not to fire unless fired upon. Colonel Park arrived at her old office, which remained untouched since she left. Her team gathered, some old colleagues, some new faces. They brought everything they had on the alien ship. "Their technology must be hundreds of years ahead of ours," said Dr. Choi, showing sensor readings. "But we found something interesting. About their energy shields." He pointed to a pattern on the screen. "There's a fluctuation every 4.3 seconds. It's tiny, but it might be important." Min-ji studied the data. "Can we time something to pass through during that fluctuation?" "Maybe," Dr. Choi said, "but it would need to be something small." In Washington, D.C., the President of the United States addressed the nation. In Beijing, the Chinese leadership held emergency meetings. European leaders gathered in Brussels. No one knew what to do. Some people panicked, others prayed. Many fled cities, creating massive traffic jams. Some waited calmly, believing aliens might bring advanced knowledge. Doomsday cults celebrated in the streets. Back in Seoul, Dae-ho and his family watched the news non-stop. "Dad, are we going to fight them?" his daughter asked. "I don't know," he answered honestly. "But humans don't give up easily." 3 days after the ship appeared, Earth's United Defense Council formed with representatives from all major nations. Colonel Park was called to present her findings. "We believe there might be a way to deliver a payload through their shields," she explained to the room full of world leaders and military chiefs. "But we would need to get very close to their ship." "What kind of payload?" asked the American representative. "Nuclear," Min-ji answered simply. The room fell silent. "That would be an act of war," someone said. "They already declared war when they demanded our people as slaves," another countered. The debate raged for hours. Finally, they reached a decision. Earth would appear to prepare tributes while secretly planning resistance. Colonel Park was given command of Operation False Surrender. She would lead a team to develop special nuclear devices that could penetrate alien shields. As the world watched and waited, Min-ji worked day and night with her team. They had 4 days left before the deadline. "We only get one chance," she told her team as they modified warheads in the secret facility. "If we fail, Earth becomes just another conquered planet in their empire." Outside, the alien ships continued to watch. Commander Han sent daily reminders of the approaching deadline. World governments pretended to select people and resources for tribute. The trap was being set. Humanity prepared its answer to the Empire's demands. The sun rose over the secret mountain base as Colonel Park Minji studied the alien ship's hologram. 4 days had passed since the Galactic Empire demanded tribute. The world pretended to prepare for surrender, while Minji worked on humanity's real answer. "The shield frequency analysis is complete," Dr. Choi said, placing a tablet in front of her. "We can send something through during the 4.3-second fluctuation, but it needs to be small and fast." Minji nodded. "Show me the warhead modifications." In another room, engineers had stripped down nuclear devices to their essential components. The new designs were smaller than suitcases. "These won't trigger their detection systems," Dr. Choi explained. "Their technology looks for radiation signatures that match their weapons. Our modified devices use a different isotope configuration." Minji picked up one of the devices. It was surprisingly light. "How many can we make in 3 days?" 6, maybe 7 if we work non-stop." "Make it 10, she ordered. "I'll get you more resources." Meanwhile, in Seoul, Kim Dae-ho was selected as part of the tribute. Government officials came to his house with official papers. His wife cried as she packed his bag. "It's okay," he whispered to her. "Trust me." Dae-ho was actually a retired army officer who had volunteered for a secret mission. Thousands like him across the world appeared to accept their fate as tribute while secretly preparing for resistance. At the United Nations headquarters, diplomats proposed a meeting with Commander Han. "We wish to negotiate the terms of our surrender," they announced publicly. The alien commander agreed. "You may send 10 representatives to discuss the transfer of resources and humans." President Yoon of South Korea addressed the world, his face solemn. "We have no choice but to comply with the Empire's demands. We ask for calm and cooperation." Behind closed doors, he met with Colonel Park. "Is your team ready?" "Almost, Mr. President. The devices work in tests. Now we need to get them onto the ship. The diplomatic team leaves tomorrow. Your people will join them disguised as assistants." Minji nodded. "They know what to do." That night, Kim Dae-ho reported to a military base. He and 19 others were briefed on their real mission. They weren't tribute. They were delivery systems for Minji's nuclear devices. "Each of you will carry one device," the instructor explained. "You'll be disguised as diplomats or staff. Once on board, you'll place the devices at key locations." Dae-ho studied the simple trigger mechanism. "How will we know where to put them?" "We have some information about their ship layout from our scans. Each of you has a specific target. Memorize it." Across the globe, alien ships collected resources: gold, uranium, water. They seemed pleased with Earth's quick surrender. Commander Han sent a message praising human cooperation. "The Emperor will be pleased with your compliance. Perhaps some humans will earn special status in the Empire." Earth's military forces remained on high alert but hidden. Fighter jets stayed grounded. Submarines lurked in deep ocean trenches. All waited for the signal. On the morning of the diplomatic mission, Colonel Park met with the team. 20 men and women, including Dae-ho, dressed in formal clothes with hidden weapons and nuclear devices. "Remember your training," she told them. "Place the devices, activate the timers, and get back to the shuttle. You'll have 30 minutes after activation." Ambassador Kim Junsu, a real diplomat who knew the plan, would lead the conversation and keep the aliens distracted. "What if they search us?" someone asked. "The devices are shielded against their scanners," Minji assured them. "Just act natural." They're expecting compliance, not resistance. The diplomatic shuttle launched from New York, carrying representatives from different countries. The aliens directed it to a docking bay in the massive ship. As they approached, Dae-ho looked out the window at Earth below, blue, beautiful, and in danger. He thought of his wife and daughter. This was for them. Commander Han greeted them personally when they docked. He towered over the humans, his 4 eyes blinking as he scanned them. "Welcome, Earth representatives. The Emperor appreciates your wisdom in surrendering without conflict. Ambassador Kim bowed slightly. We wish to discuss the details of the tribute. Of course. Follow me to the discussion chamber. As they walked through the massive ship, the humans noted its layout. It matched their intelligence perfectly. Daiho memorized the path to the power distribution node he needed to reach. Deep in the mountain base on Earth, Colonel Park watched through hidden cameras in the diplomat's buttons. Everything was going according to plan. The aliens suspected nothing. Commander Han smiled with his strange mouth. Your people learn quickly. The Empire values obedience. Behind her computer screen, Minji whispered, and humans value freedom. The trap was set. The deception was working. Now they just needed to place the devices and activate them. Earth's answer to the Empire's demands was about to be delivered. The massive alien ship hung over Earth like a dark moon. Inside, Commander Han led the human delegation through wide corridors. Ambassador Kim Jun-soo walked at the front, while Kim Dae-ho and the others followed with their hidden devices. Your tribute processing begins tomorrow, Commander Han announced. The first human workers will be assigned to mining operations in your asteroid belt. Ambassador Kim smiled politely. We have brought sample resources for your inspection. Our scientists have selected the purest materials. The alien seemed pleased. His four eyes blinked slowly as he led them deeper into the ship. They reached a large chamber with a round table. Other aliens waited there, wearing similar armor but with different markings. This is my command staff, Han explained. They will evaluate your offerings. The humans placed cases of gold, diamonds, and rare metals on the table. While the aliens examined these treasures, Dae-ho glanced at his watch. The team had practiced this moment for days. I request access to your waste. Disposal system, one human said. Our organic samples need special handling. Another asked, may I see your medical facilities? Some human workers have special health needs. A third inquired about communication systems to coordinate the tribute collection. The aliens, confident in their superiority, granted these requests. The human team split up, each heading to their assigned targets with alien escorts. Dae-ho followed a junior alien officer toward the power distribution section. I must check if human electronic devices will interfere with your systems, he explained. The mountain base on Earth, Colonel Park Min-ji watched through hidden cameras. 20 small screens showed each team member's progress. She spoke softly into her microphone, connected to tiny earpieces the team wore. Team 3, turn left at the next junction. Team 7, you're approaching your target. The aliens suspected nothing. Their scanners detected no weapons, and the modified nuclear devices remained invisible to their technology. Dae-ho reached a room filled with glowing tubes and pulsing lights. This is your power distribution node? He asked his escort. Yes, all ship functions receive energy from these conduits. Fascinating, Dae-ho said, placing his hand against a wall. With practiced movements, he attached the small device to the metal surface. It looked like an ordinary sensor. I'm checking for electromagnetic compatibility. Meanwhile, other team members reached their targets. The ship's bridge, weapons control, shield generators, life support, and engine rooms all received visitors. At each location, small devices were placed discreetly on walls or under consoles. In the main chamber, Ambassador Kim kept Commander Han engaged in discussion. How many human workers will the Empire need annually? The alien's answer was chilling. The first 10% is just the beginning. Humans breed quickly. We will need more as the others wear out. Kim controlled his anger. I see. And what rights will our people have in your empire? Rights? Han laughed, a harsh sound like grinding metal. Tribute species have no rights, only the privilege of serving the Empire. Back in the mountain base, Minji checked her screen. All 20 devices were in position. The team was returning to the shuttle bay. She opened a secure line to the president. Sir, we're ready. All devices are placed. Are our people safe? They're heading back to the shuttle now. We'll activate once they're clear. Dae-ho thanked his escort and rejoined the main group. His heart raced, but his face remained calm. He thought of his wife and daughter waiting at home. Commander Han seemed satisfied with the meeting. Your cooperation will be noted. The Empire sometimes rewards loyal tribute worlds with protection." "How generous," Ambassador Kim replied with a tight smile. The team boarded their shuttle. As they left the docking bay, Dae-ho looked back at the massive ship. Soon, Earth's answer to the Empire would be delivered. Once they were a safe distance away, Minji's voice came through their earpieces. "Operation is go. Activation in 3, 2, 1. Deep inside the alien ship, 20 small devices activated simultaneously. Their shields dropped, revealing their true nature. Nuclear reactions began building rapidly toward detonation. Commander Han was the first to notice the alarm. His 4 eyes widened as he barked orders, but it was too late. The Empire had demanded tribute. Earth had sent nukes instead. The first explosion ripped through the power distribution node. Others followed in rapid succession throughout the ship. The mighty vessel shuddered as critical systems failed. Its shields collapsed. Secondary explosions cascaded through its structure. From Earth, people watched as brilliant flashes illuminated the massive ship. Colonel Park Minji's face was lit by her monitor screen as she watched the alien vessel break apart. The first battle for Earth's freedom had begun. The massive Galactic Empire ship broke apart in Earth's orbit. Chunks of metal, larger than buildings, fell, burning up in the atmosphere like giant shooting stars. Commander Han's command center was destroyed in the first explosion. The remaining alien officers tried to take control, but their systems were failing. Colonel Park Min-ji watched from the mountain base as chaos spread through the alien fleet. 20 smaller ships circled Earth, now without central command. Some fired weapons randomly at the planet. Others tried to flee. "Launch the fighters," she ordered. "Target the confused ships first." Earth's hidden military forces sprang into action. Fighter jets rose from underground hangars. Submarines launched missiles from the ocean depths. Space-based weapons that had been disguised as satellites targeted the alien vessels. The aliens had expected surrender, not a coordinated attack. Their ships were powerful, but unprepared. Without their command center and with damaged communications, they couldn't fight as a team. Kim Dae-ho stood with his family on their apartment roof, watching the battle in the sky. His daughter pointed as a Korean fighter jet shot down an alien ship. "You did this, didn't you, Dad?" she asked quietly. He nodded. "We all did, all of Earth." The battle lasted 18 hours. When it ended, 17 alien ships had been destroyed. The remaining 3 fled toward the edge of the solar system. 2 days later, Colonel Park addressed the United Nations. She stood tall in her uniform, her face serious but proud. "We've won the first battle, but not the war," she explained. "The Galactic Empire will send more ships when they discover what happened here." The screens behind her showed images from captured alien computers. The Empire controlled hundreds of worlds across the galaxy. Earth was just one small planet on the edge of their territory. "But we found something important," Minji continued. She showed a map of star systems. "These planets were conquered like they tried to conquer us. Their people are slaves, and now they know resistance is possible." Reports came in from deep space monitoring stations. Strange signals were being sent between planets in nearby systems. The news of Earth's victory was spreading. 1 week after the attack, an alien ship approached Earth. It was smaller than the Empire's vessels and flew with lights flashing in a pattern of surrender. Colonel Park ordered it to land at a remote military base. The ship's door opened, and out stepped creatures that looked nothing like Commander Han's species. These aliens had red skin and large eyes. They moved carefully, hands raised to show they were unarmed. "We are from Proxima Centauri," their leader said through a translation device. "Our world was taken by the Empire 50 years ago. We heard what Earth did. Their name was untranslatable, so the humans called him Lee. He explained that many slave worlds were watching Earth now. The Empire had conquered thousands of planets over centuries. No one had ever successfully fought back before. The Empire will send a punishment fleet," Lee warned. "They cannot allow rebellion to spread." President Yoon called an emergency meeting with Colonel Park and world leaders. "How long do we have?" 3 months, maybe 4, Lee answered. "The Empire's main fleet is fighting on the other side of the galaxy, but they will come." Minji studied the alien technology that Li brought. Their ships are advanced, but their weapons work on principles we understand. We can adapt our nuclear devices to be even more effective. Around the world, factories converted to weapons production. Scientists worked with the friendly aliens to improve Earth's technology. Underground shelters were built. The people of Earth prepared for a bigger fight. Kim Dae-ho volunteered again, this time to train as a pilot for a new space fighter. His wife objected at first. "You already did your part," she said. "And I need to keep doing it," he replied. "For our daughter's future." On the Moon, humans built defense platforms using alien technology. Mars became a backup base in case Earth fell. Humanity, faced with extinction, worked together like never before. Colonel Park was promoted to general. She led the new United Earth Defense Force. Every day, more alien refugees arrived from nearby systems, bringing technology and knowledge to help the fight. "We didn't just free ourselves," General Park told her staff as they prepared battle plans. "We started something bigger, a rebellion against an empire that's ruled for 1,000 years. The countdown to the empire's return had begun. But this time, Earth would not be caught by surprise. This time, humanity would be ready." 6 months had passed since Earth defeated the Galactic Empire's first attack. General Park Minji stood on the observation deck of the new space station orbiting Mars. Below her, thousands of ships gathered, Earth vessels alongside ships from 20 other liberated worlds. The aliens who had once lived as slaves now fought as allies. They called themselves the Free Worlds Coalition. Earth led them not because humans were strongest, but because humans had shown that fighting back was possible. "General, we've detected the Imperial fleet entering the solar system," a young officer reported. "They'll reach Earth orbit in 6 hours." Minji nodded calmly. "How many ships?" "Over 200, ma'am. And the Emperor's personal flagship leads them." The Emperor himself had come to crush the rebellion. It was both troubling and encouraging. They had hurt the Empire badly enough to earn his attention. "Launch our defense fleet," Minji ordered, "and send word to our allies in nearby systems. It's time." Kim Dae-ho prepared his fighter for battle. The small ship contained technology from 3 different worlds: Earth's weapons systems, Proxima Centauri's shield generators, and engine designs from the Sirius colonies. He checked his nuclear torpedoes, specially designed to penetrate Imperial shields. His squadron included pilots from Earth, Mars colonies, and 4 alien species. They had trained together for months, learning to work as one team despite their differences. "This is Gold Leader," Dae-ho said into his comm. "All wings." A report in. One by one, his pilots confirmed they were ready. Some voices were human. Others spoke through translation devices. All were determined. The Imperial fleet appeared against the blackness of space, massive warships arranged in perfect formation. At the center was the Emperor's flagship, 3 times larger than the command ship Earth had destroyed months ago. A transmission reached all coalition ships. The Emperor himself appeared on screens throughout the fleet. He looked similar to Commander. Han but wore ornate golden armor and a crown of strange metals. "Rebellious creatures," he said, his voice cold. "You have broken the natural order. For 1,000 years, the Empire has brought stability to the galaxy. Lesser species serve, greater species rule. This is the way of things." General Park's response was broadcast to all ships in both fleets. "Not anymore," she said simply. "Every world has the right to freedom." The battle began with a flash of energy weapons and nuclear explosions. Earth's fleet was smaller, but fought with desperate courage. The alien allies brought techniques from their homeworlds, surprising the Imperial forces with unfamiliar tactics. Dae-ho led his squadron through the chaos, targeting the engines of larger Imperial ships. They had learned that even the biggest warships could be disabled by small fighters that the Empire considered beneath notice. In the command center, General Park directed the battle alongside representatives from other worlds. Earth's mountain base had been expanded into a massive underground fortress. If the orbital battle failed, ground defenses were ready. "Their flagship is pushing through our center line," an officer reported. Minji studied the tactical display. "Just as we expected. Signal Admiral Li, spring the trap." Hidden behind Mars, a second coalition fleet suddenly appeared. They hit the Emperor's forces from behind, focusing fire on support ships. The Imperial formation broke apart, as ships turned to face the new threat. The Emperor's flagship continued toward Earth, surrounded by elite guards. It fired massive energy weapons that destroyed several coalition ships with each blast. All forces, focus on the flagship, Minji ordered. This ends today. Daeho's squadron joined the attack on the flagship, diving through intense defensive fire. Many fighters exploded around him, but he pressed on, remembering his wife and daughter. "For Earth," he whispered, launching his specialized torpedoes at a weak point in the flagship's shields. Dozens of similar weapons hit the massive ship simultaneously. Its shields flickered and failed. Coalition battleships moved in, firing everything they had. The Emperor's flagship broke apart in a series of explosions. The battle didn't end immediately. Imperial forces fought on, but without central command they began to retreat. 3 weeks later, representatives from 50 liberated worlds gathered on Earth to sign the Galactic Alliance Treaty. General Park stood beside President Yoon as he welcomed the delegates. "We fought not just for our freedom, but for a new kind of galaxy," the president said. "One where all species have equal rights and dignity." Daeho watched from the audience with his family. His daughter looked at the alien delegates with wonder rather than fear. "Is the war really over, Dad?" she asked. "This one is," he replied. "The Empire still controls much of the galaxy, but now there's hope." As the treaty was signed, General Park looked out at the gathered aliens and humans. Together they had done the impossible. Earth, once alone in the universe, now stood as the symbol of freedom for thousands of worlds. The stars no longer seemed distant and cold. They were full of friends, allies, and possibilities.